to the On the Slab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Why we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night's horror night. This is a guest from the UK, which is a strange one because we're on the same time zone.
Yeah,
This is actress and producer, Miss Meghan Adara. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. And a shout out to Jamie as well for setting this up.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to say a second name because I'll butcher the shit out of it.
Yeah, everybody has trouble pronouncing his last name. Yeah.
Langless, is it?
Langlands. Langlands.
Close.
Yeah, like Langlands. Yeah. Some, something like that. I
Megan butchered it, not me.
think, yeah, probably.
But he set this up. Obviously, you were cast as the main role in his upcoming movie, The Cellar.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. I play Abigail in the Cellar. Did you want me to talk about the
Uh, yeah. So
plot?
what I was going to do is I was going to say, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump into that? Um,
Yes, so I started acting, I think, around the age of like 8. Just doing like like what's it called? Summer holiday things, just to keep occupied. And then from there I really enjoyed it. So I did GCSE drama, which was not what I thought it was. It was very difficult. It did actually like question whether I wanted to still do acting because I found it so hard. Um, but then I was like, you know what, you still enjoy it. Going to college might be different. So I went to college and it was amazing. I met Lewis at college. And then from there, I went to East 15 acting school, studied there. And when I graduated, I just, did some short films trying to network with people from where I live in Brighton, and built my credits up and built up the people, in the industry. And yeah, that's how that's how Jamie and I got to know each other. We worked on a couple of short films together, and stayed in contact through the early part of, my career, really. Yeah.
nice. See, that's what I found with a lot of people. Obviously, we have a lot of guests on from the States, and
Mm,
it seems to be more so who you know as well. Obviously, you have to have the talent to get into a movie anyway, but
yeah.
like if you know people, it makes it a bit easier because it's word of mouth. That person will tell the director if they're looking for someone. So it's
Yeah.
always good to network around. Um, and maybe someday you might branch out as far as the States.
Hopefully, that would be nice. I mean, I would love to come to the States and film, but I
Oh,
mean, I did go to the States for the festivals for the film, but I haven't managed to go over there just to, film a film.
well,
Um,
I
yeah,
mean, to get the film into a festivals over there and get to go over is no thing to turn your nose up at.
oh no. I didn't know if I could go. And then literally, I think it was 3 days before the one in New York, I was just like, just go.
Fuck
Um,
it.
yeah, basically. And yeah, it turned it into like, I think we stayed for my boyfriend and I when we stayed for 5 days and we just had a little like, trip to New York. And it was the night of the event and we were just, walking around New York looking at all the things that, visitors do. And it then occurred to me like at 11, I think, oh, I've got to go to a film festival today because I'd been there for 4 days already. And I just completely forgot that I was there for the festival. I thought I was on like a little like mini break, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm here for like for my acting stuff." Um,
I have to do something later.
yeah. So yeah, that was like yeah, because we've been so busy like doing touristy things that all of a sudden it was like, "Oh, I actually came here technically for work." So yeah, um,
Technically,
technically, it was an excuse to go to New York again. And then I did that with Los Angeles as well. Um,
you got into LA one as well, did you?
yeah, we got into the one in it's called Zed Fest, in Burbank, Hollywood.
Nice.
And my boyfriend and I went to that one. And there was another cast member from the Cellar who also came, Wayne. So yeah, it was like a nice little like catch up, and I guess again another excuse to go to a different part America.
So
So
remember when I said at the start, you've just proved
I'm
that you're loaded.
I'm not loaded. Honestly, I am so, what's the word? I'm skint at the moment. Literally, I
Broke,
have all my money going to these places. And yeah,
totally worth it.
yes, it was worth
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Memories to last a lifetime.
yeah, just my bank account hates me. Um,
Yeah, but
but
that'll
it's,
happen. That'll be like that for the rest of your life. Don't worry about that.
yeah, it's true. I
Yeah.
just have to get on with it, you know?
Deal with it from week to week. It's fine.
Yeah, essentially.
Um, no, but that's a hell of a run. Obviously, taking New York and LA in, and then one that's actually a bit closer to home for me. Where my auntie, I was talking to you off screen. My auntie lives in Romford, and
Yeah,
she was saying to me about the Romford Film Festival when it came back, the Horror Fest, and then
yeah.
obviously you said off screen that you were there a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, we were. I think you said it was 3 weeks ago. I lose track.
It's something like that. I can't
Yeah.
remember at the time we recorded. I think it was about 3 weeks ago or something.
Yeah. Um, And yeah, we got Jamie put it in. We got picked to have it screened. Basically the whole like main cast and crew went to Romford Film Festival. So it was a nice like little, reunion, seeing each other again. Drinking too much, but
There's
ultimately we had a good time.
never too much. Never.
No, when I get drunk, I get very loud and very obnoxious, so probably too much for me. Um,
At least
but
you're honest.
yeah, we had a great time. The film was put up for best horror film, and I was put up for best actress. So yeah, I've never been before, and I had a really great time. So yeah.
Nice. Ironically, my auntie had actually texted me a couple of weeks before that to
Mm.
say that the one in Romford had actually gone because the cinema had gone. And then
Oh,
like 3 weeks later or something, she texted me and was like, "Oh look, this is back on." I was
yeah,
like,
it was
yeah.
in
I was like, "Yeah, I can't go."
It was the mall. In the mall, it was like on the top floor.
Nice.
Yeah, they did say it closed, and then I think a different company had taken it over or something. Um,
I was like, "Yeah, I can't go."
no,
I'll,
I'm glad I went. Yeah,
I'll get there eventually.
yeah,
Maybe next year.
maybe next year.
Maybe next year. But that's for a different era of spending money.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to think about that.
Although it's not quite as pricey for me to get there as it is to get to the States, but
Yeah, it's extortionate. I don't even, honestly, it's so expensive. It's mental.
as I said though, totally worth it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And
Oh,
how often can many people say you being from the UK as an actress got to go to a film festival or two film festivals in the States to see
yeah,
yourself on screen?
yeah. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Um, Not that I like watching myself on screen, but I went there to support the film. And yeah, yeah,
And meet new people and
yes,
uh,
network and yeah, have a great time.
I can't I
Drink.
can't remember that word that I used earlier.
Oh, I can't remember.
Network.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
networking.
To
Yeah, yeah.
network with other people. So
Hmm.
who
Yes.
knows? You might get a
Yeah.
call from a director in the States.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. That would
Yeah.
be amazing. Yeah.
There's a few that watch the show here, so we'll see
Oh,
what
nice.
happens.
Cool.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm not going to deep dive into the Cellar because it's not fully out yet,
Yeah.
and I don't want to spoil it for people.
Hmm.
Um, it's not an easy watch in terms of the way some horror films are. You have to kind of stick with it.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
psychological.
yeah,
Yeah, more than a what's it called? Like jump scare and
yeah.
gory things.
There
Yeah,
was
it's
there
sort of
wasn't loads like there's no flashy like as you said flashy jump scares. There's no real blood. There's no thing. You've got to stick with it. It is slow.
yes,
Um,
yeah, it's a slow burner.
yeah,
It starts off slow, but once you get about halfway in, it starts picking up. And that's when all hell breaks loose. So yeah, you should stick with it because the ending is
there
is a
is a there is a good payout to it. To be fair,
yes.
Now, what I will say is, it's not overly my type of movie.
No, yeah,
Um,
be everybody's film.
I called it quite quickly as to what I thought was happening, and
Okay. Yeah.
I was mostly there or thereabouts.
Mm,
Um, I thought there was. I'll tell you what I thought off screen afterwards
yeah, sure.
as to what I thought it was. But I'll tell you what, it was shot really well.
Yeah. Yes.
Really, really well. The effects in it, some of the eye makeup and the effects in it were absolutely off the charts.
Yeah. Yeah.
The contact lenses or whatever they are, whatever was used to do it,
Mm. Yeah.
looked awesome.
Yeah, the sets were amazing. I mean, the crew we had was great. Jamie and I had worked with some of the DOPs before. So we already had that like working relationship, that friendship and um yeah, everybody was just re everybody who worked on it was really passionate about the film and trying to make it look the best it could for, the very small budget we had. And I think we effectively achieved what we were going for, and showed that just because it's an indie film and you don't have loads of budget doesn't mean you can't get a good quality film out of it. Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, it was the locations were amazing. Everyone we went to was amazing in different ways.
It also, to me, when I've seen though, I've watched quite a lot of indie movies over the last couple of years since starting the show or starting on the show.
Mm,
Um, some of them look indie and look grainy, and that's the way they're supposed to. This
mm,
was crystal clear. This looked really well shot,
yeah.
um, and whatnot.
Yeah, Jamie wanted it to look as basically as good as quality as a non-indie film is, you know, big blockbuster films and Hollywood films. He wanted it to look as good as that. One, to make sure that the portrayal of the story was, conveyed well, and to also fully immerse the audience when watching it, that they actually felt like they were there. So the quality, really enhanced what was happening. And yeah.
I will say, as I said, it wasn't my fully type of movie. I stuck with it,
Mm,
and I was glad I did because obviously I said the payouts is worth it towards the end.
yeah.
Um, Now, I will say, as I said, it's not like your normal horror. There's no real jump scares. Um, and one thing I've said on the show a good few times, there's not like with certain indie films, you'll find that there's nudity just put in for the sake of it.
Mm,
This one obviously doesn't have that. But
no.
what I will say is, it has the best use of a bra you'll ever see in your life.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
um I got asked about that the other day and they were like, is that what you're like, as a person generally? And I was like, no. Like if
I'd
I
sit in the corner and cry.
yeah, basically, I was like, if I found myself in that situation, I'd be absolutely terrified, trying to bang the door open and then literally just give up and be like, well, there is no way for me to get out. But now I think the characters, taught me a few things. If I did find myself in that situation, at least I'd think about some clever ways to try and get out. I wouldn't just now sit there and accept my fate. Um, but yeah, she's very resourceful, very, very resourceful. Yeah.
I was sitting there
Getting
and I
me.
was watching it, and my missus was sitting beside me. She was playing a game on her phone, and I started laughing. She's like, "What's funny?" And I was like, "This girl is picking a lock with the inside of her bra."
Yep.
And she's like, "The wire?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Smart." I was like, "Yeah, it's very clever."
Yeah. Yeah, that scene was so hard to film because I'm really short and the window was really high, so I'm actually like on my tiptoes, and I think I came out with like a bruised like underarm, which is why halfway through I like put my legs on the wall to try and get more leverage for.
I was actually going to ask that. I says, "Was that something
Yeah.
that you actually had to do?"
No, I just was like, I can't continue filming this
No,
unless.
no, no. But like, that something you had to do it? Not that
Oh,
it was scripted for you to do,
oh no,
because
I had to do that to literally carry on filming because I literally couldn't feel my arm. Um, when it came out of the lock on the other side, that was actually like me like messing up because I couldn't feel my arm anymore, or I couldn't feel my hand. So I had to do something to carry on filming the scene.
Very clever.
Yeah, I was genuinely afterwards very, very tired and exhausted.
It was
But
very clever, actually. Though I thought it looked quite well. Obviously, you see in films where you'll have the girl that's locked in a room and she'll just kick the door and it'll open, or she'll trick your man whenever he opens it.
yeah,
This one, like, it took zero time for it to kick into gear. It was just like, yeah, let's go.
yeah. Definitely not me as a person, but yeah. Abigail's very resourceful and very clever. And doesn't seem to get scared too easily, I don't think. Um, yeah.
Now, there's a couple other bits that I noticed in the film, right?
Mhm.
Do you know anything about the missing posters, pictures?
Yeah. What do you want to know about them?
So, obviously, it's a UK based movie, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy on that picture that's
Yeah.
in every indie movie. His name is
Oh, was
Rudy
it?
Ledbetter, the ginger fella that's on
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah,
He's in every fucking indie movie ever
yeah.
made. Fair play to
Um,
him.
he's in my upcoming one, actually. Yeah, basically, we put the Indiegogo out, and one of the perks was that you could have your face on a missing poster. And everybody seemed to really love that perk, and all the basically, apart from obviously the main key cast that you see later on in the film,
Yeah.
um, everybody had bought that perk to have their face on a missing poster. And yeah, I was just when I was actually reacting to them, I was like, I have no idea who these people are. Um, but yeah, that's
I noticed him straight away. He's the only one I knew out of them, but I've seen him in so many now. I'm like, what a
I
man. He
didn't
gets
know
himself in
that.
everything.
Yeah, he's in my new one, and he's in Jamie's next one as well, I think.
Right.
But yeah, he seems like a really lovely guy, and he seems very passionate about indie films. So yeah,
Shout out to Rudy Ledbetter, the legend.
yeah, we love you. Yeah.
Now, that just as we said that you might be loaded, if he's getting into all these, he might be loaded. I can't confirm nor
Maybe.
deny that, but
Maybe,
sorry, Rudy, I'm outing
possibly.
you here, bud. Um, yeah, I noticed that. And then there was one other part at the start before you go into the meeting. You're talking to another girl and you hand them a book,
Oh, yeah,
the
I
the,
yeah,
the R.I.P. man.
yes. Yeah.
Is that anything to do with the British upcoming horror movie called The R.I.P. Man?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Another Indiegogo perk was you could buy a perk and advertise a book you are making, um, like a script that you've written, a film that you wanted to promote. And Reese had bought a perk and wanted his book promoted in it, and that scene was a nightmare because we didn't want it to look really cringe. But you also had to really like make sure the camera picked up on the RIP man. So for like they filmed I think a couple and it was just really like watching it, it was so cringe. So they went with what takes in the film because it was the best out of literally like a bad bunch.
I didn't think it looked that bad actually, to be honest.
Oh, no, it in the end it didn't because it was like they tried to like at first they were like talking more loudly and then it went to like a whisper so it was more like just a conversation between them two and it looked more natural. But yeah, at the beginning that it was hilarious watching. We were all just like behind the scenes watching and they would start laughing with each other because they just felt like it was really unnatural. But I think it pulled off. And yeah, now Reese and Jamie are actually filming the R.I.P. Man,
Yeah,
which
so
I am in.
I actually had um I had that on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Um, we had the short on. Um,
Oh right, I've not seen the short.
but the short's really good. I was very very surprised with it.
Mm,
Didn't expect much. Reese Thompson. Um,
mm,
yeah, so Reese. I had Owen on who played the R.I.P. man, but Reese set it up. Um,
yeah,
but when I seen the book in the film,
yeah,
I was like, motherfuckers.
yeah. No, that is how he got involved because I didn't know that. to be honest, I didn't know that the book in the cellar was the R.I.P. man. Um, and I was doing a day on the R.I.P. man, and Reese was there, and Reese was like, "Yeah, that's my book in the film," and I was like, "Oh my God, that's your book?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense."
The
As to
wheels are turning.
yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, from what I've seen them filming, it looks amazing. And
So
yeah,
so you're going to be in the RIP man, eh?
yeah,
Nice,
yeah. I won't say any more than that, but yes, I am in it.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Well, if the opening, well, the short that I've seen, the proof of concept, basically is anything to go by, it should be good.
Mm, yes,
Um,
I've not seen it, but from what I've seen on filming days, is it looks really good. Uh,
nice.
the cast is really good as well.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just a really fun set to be on.
nice.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, there you go. Like, there's the networking kicking in already for you. You've gone from
Yeah,
one to the
exactly.
other.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
Um,
mean, it helps that Jamie is the director, but yeah.
oh, he's directing it, is he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice, nice.
his next directing um film. So yeah, it was nice to work with Jamie again. It was weird though going onto a set that you're not the lead of, because it was like obviously for so many months we'd been filming together, and then you walk into another set and it's just so alien to you. You're like, hi, I'm just gonna sit here. Um, yeah,
That's the best thing to
yeah,
do. It's just be like this.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed filming on it.
Nice, nice. Obviously the Cellar is due out, I'm imagining, later this year.
I think so. We got what's it called? Distribution deals over like in the USA, in Holland, UK, Ireland, Scotland, India, some lots
Can't
of
go
them.
wrong.
I think there's going to be more. But yeah, I don't know an exact date yet. I think maybe Jamie does, but he's not disclosing it.
Well, once we know, we'll put it out anyway.
Cool. Thank you. Nice.
Um, but as I said, it was a slower, but it wasn't overly my type of movie.
No, that's
Um,
absolutely fine.
but in that doesn't mean it was bad.
No.
So that kind of way, I like there's certain movies that I've watched and I know they're good, and I'm
Mm,
just like, yeah, not my type of movie.
mm,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if I was to watch a horror film, it wouldn't be my type of film either. I'm more into the jump scares, the gore,
Nice.
the anticipation, and then the jump scare and getting really like worked up over it. Like The Cellar isn't necessarily my horror film that I would choose to watch. Um, but I think The Cellar shows that horror can be completely different to what you think a horror is, and show how creative you can be in the indie horror scene as well.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. And that's what I found with the indie scene.
mm,
Because the budgets aren't as big,
yes,
you have to get more creative.
yes, yeah, and
Um,
also some, I mean, before Jamie did The Cellar, you wouldn't have known him as a director. So in the indie scene, you really like have to make sure that your film is going to you know, make a punch in the industry to get your film seen.
yeah.
And Jamie has done that like incredibly well.
What I
Uh,
mean, as you said, you got into two festivals that you attended
yeah,
in the US. Do you know what I mean? You got into Romford, which is one of the bigger ones.
yeah.
Just shy of getting into Fright Fest or somewhere like that, you'd be doing well. Riddler Thriller's another good one.
Okay, nice.
Um,
Hmm.
but I'm sure Jamie knows whichever ones he wants to go with.
I mean, he sent me pictures on Messenger of how many film festivals he's put in. And it was like 6 pages long, I think, full of all the film
Christ.
festivals. It was like a massive amount. So yeah,
I mean, it only takes one, really. It just takes the right audience of one film
yes,
fest
yeah,
to kick off. Like, take Terrifier. Terrifier's obviously gone on to be the most successful indie film ever.
yeah.
Well, no, sorry. I don't know about that now. Blair Witch might be. Blair Witch might be.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
probably. Mm.
in terms of if you put inflation onto when Blair Witch came out to now,
Mm.
it's got to be up there anyway. But
Yeah,
what
100.
Terrifier has done for the indie scene is just
Mm.
off the charts.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and like as I said, that took a long time to tick over, especially over here.
Mm.
But then Terrifier 2 came out and it's just
Yeah. Yeah.
insane. And now 3 is out and it's even more insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
You haven't
Um,
seen 3?
I haven't seen three. I've seen the other two, but not three. I need to watch it though because I love horror films anyway. So, yeah.
Interesting. 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 So then let me throw a quick one at you then. What's your top 5 horror films?
Oh God. Um,
I told you to be hard hitting questions.
I like Insidious. I just find the music's really creepy. I um like VHS.
Funny that you mentioned Insidious, right? Because one of my mates literally just sent me a video of a music video. And he's like, Greg, is this not the best song for a horror film or not, right? Now, it's just a girl singing at a lake, but her voice doesn't sound anything like what you think it would.
Mm.
This is what the response that I sent him. It's just Tiny Tim.
Oh yeah.
You know, he does the song Tiptoe to the.
Yeah,
To
no,
the
that's such a creepy film. Yeah. So Insidious, I like I used to really like Paranormal Activity just because I liked that it was like found footage.
I,
Um,
I. So what you say? You're
found footage.
25. So
Pardon, sorry?
you said you're 25.
Yeah,
So that would have been 16. You would have only been 9 or 10 when that came out.
yeah. So for a 9-year-old, it was terrifying.
Well,
Um,
I went to see that in the cinema in Dundalk with a couple of lads I was in college with.
oh yeah,
And there was people walking out of that absolutely terrified.
terrified. Yeah, yeah,
Now, I really enjoyed it in the cinema, but I tried to watch it again at home. It
yeah.
just doesn't punch as well.
No, yeah. I mean, I've watched one of like the newest ones,
Yeah.
um, and it was awful. I was like, I used to
I
like,
stopped at that one, the Ghost Dimensions.
yeah, something like that.
I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, so Insidious, it terrifies me. I mean,
Now, the,
that
the
has not the old one, the new ones.
no, no, bold, bold, no,
I mean,
no. It's the
um,
old one all day, every day.
I've not seen the old one. Probably because I'm 25.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah,
the old one's 35 years old.
yeah.
It
Mm.
is awesome though. Tim Curry is just
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I love Tim Curry.
This
Yeah.
to me, that's probably his best role.
Interesting. Hmm.
Definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I do need to watch it, but it does terrify me. I mean, I don't like clowns in general, so that probably
Skarsgård wouldn't have helped that because that was a lot more visceral
yes.
than the
Yeah.
1991 is. The 1991 he is literally a comic in it,
Okay.
the way
Right.
he was supposed to be in the book.
Yeah, he
Is
isn't in the current ones,
Yeah,
no.
it's probably one of the reasons I wasn't mad on it.
Mm, yes, fair.
But like most of it's good. There's just parts of it that annoyed me, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was like terrified going into the bathroom, thinking that when I turned around he was gonna be there. I couldn't sleep. Any like orange lights in the distance, I thought it was him. Yeah, I couldn't sleep for months. Um, yeah, it just really scared me.
Don't watch a projector film then.
No, I won't. No.
That's it. I will say in the garage at the end of the first one, but when he comes out of the projector was fucking unreal.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Um,
the second
mm,
one though, if it wasn't for Bill Hader in the second one would have been atrocious.
yeah. Yeah,
Bill Hader, Bill
I
Hader
didn't really
saved that.
like the second one. I know they've got another one coming out as well, don't they?
It's a TV show, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I think they're coming out with a third film.
Oh
which doesn't really make any sense to me. But yeah,
no, I know the TV show Welcome to Derry is coming, which I'm looking forward to.
yeah,
But we'll see.
yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, but
I
we'll
watch. I will. I like the book. Well,
hmm,
I like 95% of the book. There's like two chapters in that book where I'm like, this doesn't need to be here.
mm, mm,
And so that's three. That's four.
yeah. Um, what else do I like? I can't remember what it's called. I don't think it's a Conjuring one. Um, oh no, that is Insidious. Is it Insidious? No.
Conjuring, Insidious, and the Conjuring. So the Conjuring franchise is the Conjuring one, two,
Yeah.
the Devil Made Me Do It,
Yes.
Annabelle,
Yeah.
Curse
Uh,
of La Lorna,
mm.
and the Nun.
Oh, I like Mama.
Oh, that was
No.
awful. Oh my god! I was 2 hours of dribble in the cinema.
I watched it when basically all my choices of when I was like younger. So I just used to like put all these horror films on when I was like literally like 9 years old. And they used to absolutely terrify me. Um, whereas now I don't really watch a lot of horror films now. I think it's because I do so many horrors that I'm just like when I want to watch TV, I try and stay away from horror.
Hello, Comedy Central.
Yeah, basically. Um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, no,
I can't
I did not like that movie at all.
go.
I was looking so forward to that when it was coming out, and I went to see it on opening night, and I was like, oh my god. Oh, I was gone. My head was gone after like 20 minutes. I was like, no.
Yeah, it started off slow, but then it got faster paced, but yeah,
Oh,
it was
I know loads of people that love it. For
yeah.
me, it was atrocious.
Yeah. I mean I enjoyed it, but then again I was younger. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I will say, judging off your, if I had never hadn't found out your age and you've given me those five movies, I would have said early 20s
See?
because there's not one movie in there that came pre 2010.
No, no, there is
No,
not.
sorry, there is. Yeah, Paranormal Activity was 2009.
Yeah, see, I was 9. Yeah, basically all these films were when I was like, you know, 9 to like 15 or something.
Oh, you need to go back and watch the classics. That's what you need to do.
I did actually watch the other day because I'm doing another horror film. I watched is it the second Halloween? Um, not with,
In the hospital.
yeah, that one. I
It's
watched
good.
that today. I found it odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
I,
was okay.
do you want to know what the oddest thing about that movie is? Why they have a hot tub in the hospital?
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, what the fuck kind of hospital is this?
a really, really good one. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind a hot tub in a hospital, or a swimming pool for that matter. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Have you seen Halloween 3?
No.
You haven't seen Season of the Witch? Oh no. Tom
I've seen the
Atkins?
first I've seen the first one and I've seen the second one. I haven't seen the others.
Damn.
Mm.
You should know. So what? I'm real jealous when I talk to people and they're like, oh, I haven't seen this or I haven't seen that. And I'm like, I'd love to be able to go back and watch that for the first time.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it, and then I'll let you know.
I'm currently myself and my missus are watching the Marvel franchise with my
Oh
young lad,
yeah. Oh right. Yeah.
and I'm sitting there going, I'm so jealous that he gets to watch this for the first time. I remember going to see them in the cinema and like watching Endgame in the cinema
Mm.
was just peak cinema.
Yeah, I went with my friends, and they were literally like, like,
Peak cinema.
yeah, they were like, when we came out, they wouldn't stop talking about it. They wouldn't stop asking questions, and I'd only really at that point just started getting into Marvel, so I went with them, and yeah, they lost their minds. Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
we're watching Lord of the Rings with him as well. We're picking and choosing different ones that he wants to watch.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I'm
Nice.
like, I'm just sitting there. And I'm like, I'm jealous of my own child because he's getting to see all these films for the first time.
Mm.
And I'm like,
What Marvel one you on now then?
so tonight we started Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, right. Nice.
So we're a chunk of the way in.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
Hmm.
we've gotten rid of all the bad ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got rid of Captain Marvel, which we didn't even
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
We didn't even watch that because I refused to watch it. It's awful.
Yeah.
Uh, Thor 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is horrendous. Iron Man 3.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and now they're
Yeah.
all good, kind of good. They're at that stage now where Marvel have kind of just went,
Yeah. Well, they've got a lot of budget now, haven't they? Uh,
yeah.
and some very, very
I,
good actors.
I don't think I'm gonna show him Blade though. To be honest,
Mm. Mm.
Blade is the original Marvel movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Uh,
I've seen it.
uh, uh,
Yeah.
and then I'm not gonna show him the Deadpool movies because being 8, probably not advisable to watch
Probably
them ones.
not. Yeah. Probably not a good idea.
I already got called out by his teacher last year for letting him watch Jurassic Park,
Which one?
the first one, the
Yeah.
original one.
But I love Jurassic Park.
Well, so does he.
Absolutely.
He loves dinosaurs, and he'd seen it a few times, and he was telling her about it, and she turned around and she said it to me. She's like, "You're letting him watch a 12 movie." And I was like, "Ho ho 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 ho." I said, "Jurassic Park is a PG movie." She's like, "No, it's not. It's not acceptable for kids." And I was like, "It's a PG movie."
Mm.
It
With
says
parent guide, is it guidance?
parental guidance. Yeah, I was like,
Parental
"It's a
guidance.
PG movie." And she's like, "Not really acceptable." And I was like, "Yeah, it's thing." But it was funny because all I could think in my head was, "Thank God he did not bend over and talk at his ass," because we'd only watched Ace Ventura with him the night before.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Ace Ventura, have
No,
you?
I have, yeah.
Do you know when he keeps talking at his ass? I was like, he was nearly crying, laughing, watching that part. And I was like, "Thank God he didn't do that in school.
Yeah. It
Thank
would have been
God."
funny though if he did though.
It would, yeah. And I'd have walked out and I'd have been so proud.
Yeah.
Uh, but no. Imagine telling a parent, "Oh, you can't let your kid watch Jurassic Park." Why? Jurassic Park's peak cinema for
It
kids. Like,
is. It is. I absolutely love that film. Absolutely love it.
there's a question for you, right? So, in my old job, myself and a couple of lads had this debate going for 6 months. Probably
Mm.
about 6 months. We got everyone in the floor involved. Jurassic Park or Jaws?
Jurassic Park.
Wrong.
No,
Wrong.
no,
Without Jaws, you don't get Jurassic Park.
it's true, but
And
I do still prefer Jurassic Park. So on
Ja-
that basis,
Jaws is a better movie.
mm, 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 no. No, Jurassic Park all the way, 100%. Love it.
American Werewolf in London or Dog Soldiers?
I've not seen any of them, so I can't say.
There's more jealousy. That's the homework you have for me then. Go
Okay,
watch the two of them and tell me which
I'll
one's
watch
better.
them. Okay, and I'll let you know.
Dog Soldiers is on Amazon Prime. So is American Werewolf actually. Both of them are on Prime.
Okay, cool. I shall
Um,
watch it and I shall let you know.
right, before we finish up then, have you got anything upcoming apart from R.I.P. Man?
Yes, I do. I am in a new horror film. It's called Amelia. The synopsis is I created it myself. Um, a small, quaint English village is terrorized by a series of deaths, and unbeknownst to the villagers, there is a malevolent entity in the village, and they have to try and work out, you know, why these murders are happening, what's happened, and there is an investigation. There's a police investigation, and yeah, I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to give it away. We also have a Indiegogo. We've already reached our target, but it's now in the in-demand stage. So the Indiegogo is still up. If anybody wanted to donate, you can have your face on a missing poster. You can actually come on set as an extra. Um, and yeah, there's lots more Indiegogo perks. There's so many now. Um, and we start shooting next month. I play the lead character, Amelia. And we have another Neil James who's in the cellar. He plays Gabriel. He's in the film as well. And yeah, we're just really, really excited to start shooting it. It's going to be, it'll probably be more up your alley. It's got more gore, more jump scares. And yeah, I'm just really excited to work on that because it's, more of a traditional horror film in the sense of, the bloody and the gore and stuff. And then I have another feature, which I'm not starting until July, so I don't want to say too much.
Jeez. It's not
But
that far away actually now.
yeah,
When you
so I
said
got,
July, I was like, oh, that's miles away. And I was like, oh, it's
no,
not
it
actually that far
isn't.
away.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm working on three short films and two TV series as well. So yeah, busy, but
Good.
that's how I like it.
Got it. You got to pay those New York bills.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah. So if anybody wants to donate to the Indiegogo, that would be amazing.
Just for the record, that does not cover her New York bills.
Mm.
That just helps the film get made.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
just in case anyone from the UK didn't know how they work.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
It's not Indiegogos aren't really a huge, well, obviously but
Mm.
I don't think they're a huge thing over here. I knew nothing about them up until
All right.
I started doing interviews with people in the States.
Yeah. No, because it used to be Kickstarter, didn't it? That was quite
Kickstarter, I
popular.
knew Kickstarter, yeah.
Now Indiegogo's like a massive thing.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, we did Indiegogo for the Cellar, and basically every project I'm doing is they use an Indiegogo. So yeah, they're quite popular.
Good, good.
Mm,
Well, we'll be looking forward to checking them out. You know
thank you.
where we are when they're finished, and you want someone to have a view of them,
Cool. I shall,
and
you know.
and then I'm sure we'll hopefully have you back on,
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love
uh,
to. Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
Nice.
Uh,
Lovely.
but Megan, for now, obviously the films you promoted,
Yeah.
The Cellar, which is going to be due out some stage soon, I'd
Right.
imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wish you every success with that, you and Jamie and the rest of the crew. I
Thank you.
don't doubt that it's going to hit off big anyway because it's going to be right up a lot of people's alley.
Mm, yeah.
Um, Actually, I've got one more tricky question for you before we go. Then, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If you weren't the lead actress in that movie, right, and you watched it for the first time,
Mm,
what would you rate it out of 5? So everything is the exact same,
yeah.
but it's just not
I'd,
you.
I'd rate it a 7.
Out of 5,
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 10. It's pretty late.
I was like,
Out
God
of 5.
damn.
Uh, a 4. I'd rate a 4
Okay,
for all the elements involved in the film, as well as the acting.
okay,
Hmm.
I accept that. For me, I'm going about a 3.5 ish, between
Yeah.
3.5.
Hmm.
As I said, it wasn't quite up my alley, but that
Hmm.
doesn't take away from how well it was shot and stuff.
Hmm. Yes.
So I was still
There's
impressed
always,
with it.
there's
Uh,
always room for improvement. Nothing's ever perfect. So,
But I mean, the lack of script made it different as well. Obviously, it's quiet for long periods.
yes. Count.
Um, I quite enjoyed that actually. I thought it was a good
Yeah.
twist on it.
Yeah. It was very challenging, obviously physically, um, for me to portray exactly what the character was going through without having um, dialogue to then try and, you know, if the audience didn't necessarily understand what was going on, there wasn't the dialogue to fall back on to then explain it to the audience. So in terms of acting it with basically no dialogue, I really had to make sure that what was happening in the scene and for my character I portrayed well enough um, that the severity of what is happening came across on screen. So yeah, yeah, it was a challenge, but I really enjoyed the challenge. Yeah.
That's the best thing about acting, though, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Always, if you're, there's a saying, it's like if you're not scared for a new challenge, you're not like, you're not excited anymore. You're not challenging yourself enough anymore. You're too comfortable in the state that you're in. So yeah, I do every now and then I do like to scare myself and throw myself in. And yeah, I always come away from those jobs being like, that was really hard and challenging, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but it was the most rewarding like set that I'd been on, if you know what I mean. Um,
Nice.
yeah. Hmm.
Well, that certainly answered the question. But yeah, as I said, between the 3 and 3.5 for me,
Hmm.
out of 5, which is better
That's
than most gets.
yeah, it is. Hmm.
So, but yeah, as I said, every success to you, Jamie, and the team.
Thank you.
With that, and we look forward to hearing back from you in the future with the new projects you have going.
Nice. Thank you much.
Especially that English Town one. That one has me intrigued now.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
I'm intrigued.
Oh
I'm
my
a huge
God.
I'm a huge fan of The Woman in Black. So
Yes. Yeah. No, that's a great film. So creepy. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
But folks, what I'll do is I'll finish this the way I finish every single Friday night. In the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.